What's going on? This is Quamon Fowler of Jazz Webshed, and in this episode, I'm going to be talking a little bit about jazz history. What's going on? This is Quamon Fowler coming to you for Jazz Webshed. And I just wanted to talk about jazz a little bit because I got a request for someone who was interested in getting a saxophone, and they wanted to learn a little bit about jazz. So I wanted to talk about a little bit about the history of it. Jazz is a particular genre of music style, and it is said that jazz is something that is homegrown in America. It's something that really was a splicing together or a merging together of two different cultures, from the African culture and the European culture. The influence that came from the Africans dealt with the rhythmic approach, the syncopation to music, and the different things that the Africans did with the whole communal aspect, the dancing, the worship, and all of these elements that were wrapped in the music that represented their identity, the modal music, that aspect where it wasn't harmony. They didn't harmonize. It was more so a unison type of singing experience, and this was something that was carried over when the slaves were working in the fields. They had what you call work songs. A lot of times they were that really bluesy sound, and so things started to evolve from the work songs to the Negro spirituals and the blues and things like that, and eventually the term jazz stuck. But from the European influence, it was more so the harmony and the theory, the theoretical aspect, which merged together with the more, the oral tradition and the written tradition, merging together education and the instruments, the piano and the drum set, the guitars, and different influences from the French and the Spanish that came by way of New Orleans, which was a port. It was like one of the main ports for importing goods, along with slaves. And so in Congo Square, that's where you would have Native Americans and Africans and Europeans would all meet and come together, and it was like the opportunity where everybody could just pull resources and learn and assimilate basically all together. And it was just different traditions that were brought over from the different cultures that kind of all spliced together to create a whole new style and an approach. And so jazz is the term that I guess the general overriding term for that you can categorize things when it comes to improvisation and that type of music. And so for me, coming up playing in church, playing saxophone in church, and also playing drums in church, that Afro-American tradition or oral tradition of learning things by ear, and really having the motivation, or seeing that the motivation was in singing was to come from the heart, was to sing a song of praise to the Lord, because amongst the African American community there was struggles and hardships that was just passed down post slavery, after slavery, and even dealing with the struggles with civil rights and those things like that. The church was a strong support system for the black community to get on their feet. And so when it comes to the worship services, the songs were very heartfelt. They were meaningful. They had a lot of soul and spirit to it. And when we move into other genres, as things start to gravitate more so into the nightclubs and bars and stuff like that, the message might have changed in terms of the content and I guess the audience, but at the same time, that soul element and that heart, that spirit was still in there, but their direction in terms of who they were focusing their message towards was more so on a horizontal type of focus, But these are the roots of jazz, and I came up studying this music from people like Louis Armstrong to Duke Ellington, Charlie Parker, Sonny Rollins, John Coltrane, Miles Davis. Every decade, the music would continue to evolve into different genres, just because of the social climate and things that were going on from the wars, World War I, World War II, and Vietnam, and 30s, 40s, 50s, the rock and roll coming into play, and the industry changing, the music industry changing, and the television getting in there. So it's like as these industries changed, technology changed, opportunities, jobs changed, trends would float along with it. So a lot of the social climate that was going on amongst the people, the oppression that the people were dealing with, with so many different things that has an effect on the type of music that will come out and what resonate with the people, from the standpoint of what they were going through and what they wanted to hear, what will feed their soul and spirit. So just wanted to quickly give an overview about jazz so you can get a little bit of context, but I'll be adding more videos, and look forward to your comments. You can put your comments below what you think about the video and stuff that I talked about. If you would like for me to expound on some other things, you can let me know about that in the comments below. Like it and share it with your friends, and I look forward to sharing with you on Jazz Web Shed, the online shed for jazz musicians. So we'll see you next time.